Hello and welcome to India Career Center, the one stop podcast for students, professionals, parents, and guardians. In every episode, we will try to deal with a current topic that needs expert advice related to career guidance, and career mentoring. Please welcome your host, Dr. S.P. Mishra, to the show. And happy listening.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode on India Career Center. Today, I am delighted to host my friend Shilash Bharne from Dubai. Shilash is a business excellence leader, professional, having more than 27 years of experience in this field. This is a relatively new field. I mean, for me also, it is something which I wanted to learn, and which is why I invited Shilas to talk about this subject. To learn more, I welcome Shilas to the show. Shilas, thank you so much to be on the show on a weekend. Thank you for taking out time from your schedule to join us today.
Uh, Good afternoon, Dr. Mishra. First of all, thank you very much for inviting me on this show and the session. Right, I'm excited to share that what business excellence is and how the career progression of mine in business excellence is, and how business excellence had shaped me as an individual in professional aspect also, and where I'm today is because of the learning what I had it through the entire career on the business excellence aspects only. That's it.
Fantastic. So before we go into the business excellence, I was actually trying to find out about what this subject is all about. I mean, just to clarify or just to make me understand and also to simplify this concept for our audience. So can I broadly say that business excellence is something which actually came from quality assurance, quality control, which of course, probably more than a century ago, it was more about, product quality and product assurance or service assurance. And then it has transitioned into TQM and then to business excellence. So can you take us through this evolution of business excellence as a concept?
Yes. So I will take you through long back, right? The business excellence, the right now the version of business excellence which is cutting across the organization, but it has a long history, right? Post World War, you remember that there was a World War, and post World War Two, the Japan was nowhere, right? And it was totally destroyed. So the friendly alliance at that point of time, America thought that let us build this nation. So they started sending certain experts, statistical experts in Japan, maybe Dr. Deming, Dr. Juran. They visited Japan and they started teaching on the majorly statistical techniques, right? So these statistical techniques were very much fascinated by the Japanese engineers at that point of time, because these experts, whether Dr. Deming or Dr. Juran, they were teaching them and they were giving with certain examples ki how this friendly alliance had won the World War II by implementing the statistical techniques across in the warfare. So basis that they were fascinated, and they started implementing those concepts slowly in their day-to-day working as well as in their operations. But it was difficult for them to convince the top management at that point in Japan. So they called Dr. Deming, and Dr. Deming teach them the various fundamentals of not only quality assurance, or earlier it was a quality control, so how it can be a total quality management. It has coined it out, and the way the concepts of business excellence got seeded in Japan. And based on this, even the Japanese management got a lot of benefits out of it. The first step they have taken is that the communication system in Japan was very bad at that point of time. So by implementing the TQM concept, the statistical problem solving, the statistical tools and techniques, they could improve the communication system in Japan also. And basis that it was spreaded across the Japan, and they formed the JUSE, Japanese Union of Scientists and Engineers. And those people then promoted the TQM, and later on, you know that the Toyota itself has taken TQM as one of the basic aspects. So TQM as the backbone or foundation of that organization, and you know where is Toyota today. And also entire organizations in Japan had learned this concept, and Japanese products were known in the world in terms of not only their product quality as well as the services what they are providing. So that's where the TQM has evolved in this world, and later on it got spread across the globe, right? So TQM, when we're talking about TQM, it is not only the product quality, it is the concept of excellence or concept of how you can improve over a period of time, right? When, as the as we progress towards the what we were doing at the past will not work, how we can look into the future and at the same time improve continuously. So that aspect in fundamentally we are talking about in TQM, and that's the way the evolution of TQM had happened. It and a lot of benefit it had given to the many organization as a practice of TQM, and based on that it gets spread, and Juice also then started the Deming Prize or Deming Grand Prize or Japan Quality Medal to promote the TQM across the globe, right? In addition to that, then at Europe, the UFQM got evolved, European Foundation for Quality Management. So there also they are promoting the business excellence activities, and it has taken the shape from TQM to then it had transformed to business excellence aspect. In India, we are having the CI is promoting the EFQM model through the CI business excellence model. And there are certain fundamentals what we talk about when we say the TQM or business excellence aspects are concerned. First of all, the TQM talks about unless and the top management believe in it, what TQM will achieve it, we will not able to take the steps forward. The another aspect it talks about the process orientation. How a organization is a process oriented or not. Because if the organization is process oriented, each and every aspects of the organization is put it systematically, they will not able to deliver the aspect as per the expectations of the customer. The second aspect it talks about the customer first. So TQM talks about, or excellence talk about, you need to put customer at the forefront, right? If you put the customer at the forefront, our existence is because of the customer itself. If the customer exists, if customer come to us, then only the organization will exist it. That is the second point the TQM is talking about it. The third point it is talking about is the total employee involvement. Whatever the organization made of a people, right? The progression of organization is based on the people, because the people will perform, then only the organization will grow. And with that perspective, it gives more focus on the skill as well as will of the aspect. Skill about the capability of the people. The will about is how the people are engaging in the various aspects of the organization. Whether it is a decision making, it is a continuous improvement, or making or becoming ambassadors of the organization. And the third aspect it talks, fourth aspect it talks about the cross functional approach, ki how various department in the organization should work cohesively together, then only we will able to deliver the ultimate goal of the organization as per the customer expectation. And the fifth element which is talking, which promoted by the business excellence, is the decision database decision making. So whenever we are talking about how while taking the decision should taken based on the data, certain analysis, certain facts, certain figure, and not based on the gut feeling. So it promotes a database decision making. And the sixth aspect it talks about the innovation or the transformation. How organization continuously innovate itself, continuously reinvent itself, right? Whatever we are doing it today may not be relevant for tomorrow. So how we can think over it, forward looking aspects, what will happen, what is happening in the outside world, what we call it is a outside in perspective rather than always giving inside out perspective. What is happening, how the technology is evolving, how what are the competition is doing it, right? How what are the behaviors of the people are changing over a period of time, what are the expectation of our stakeholder and customers are changing over a period of time. So based on this, so these are the few fundamental principles of the TQM wherein it works it. And as a business excellence professional, we promote these activities and these actions in the organization, and align the organization towards the long term goal and orientation, as well as align the organization for achieving its vision and goals. That's the thing.
Okay, Shilash, so at what point of time the concept or the word TQM has transformed itself into business excellence? I mean, can you give a sense of, you know, let's say from early 80s or 90s, I remember the TQM was at its peak in terms of its popularity and acceptability across the globe. At what point this concept of business excellence has got into the idea of running the organizations?
The business excellence is about TQM is about excelling the organization, taking the organization to the next steps, right? Preparing the organization for the future. So why we should not call it as a the business excellence rather than the TQM? Because it is putting the organization on the growth pedestal. It is putting the organization on the sustainable growth path, and it is creating a strong foundation, long term foundation for the organization. Okay, with that perspective, around in 20s, then the business excellence word was got coined and was more propagated across the world rather than the TQM. But the fundamental principles remain the total quality management principle itself. But at the front end, we call it as a business excellence because it is excelling the business in each aspects, whether it is a marketing, whether it is a sales, whether it is a service, whether it is an administration, all put together, so that the adaptability of business excellence will be across the organization and not limited to the operations or not limited to the quality fields only.
Okay.
That's the point.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, is it around the early 2000s?
Yes, early 2000s.
And business excellence as a organizational component, I mean, do you see that only medium to large organization can afford to do that? I mean, smaller organizations probably may not be able to have a separate entity for business excellence. What is, I mean, as a professional, what is your take on this?
See, there are two aspects of here also there are two elements. There are one element is that key, yes, you can have the business excellence professionals who can help you or drive the business excellence activities. The another aspect is that key how we can these are the core capabilities, right, which can be built on every individuals, right? So if you improve the capability of the people who are working on this various departments in the organization, right, so the business excellence fundamentals can be driven it, right? To start with, for the small organization, yes, there will be challenge for starting it, so they can help of some other experts, outside experts, for short term, and later on those tools and techniques, the people who are into the various functions can imbibe that and take this forward. And the mid and large organization, yes, they are having the dedicated functions for business excellence, so that they will not only maybe take the current aspects of the organization, means educate and continuously trigger the organization on the business excellence fundamentals and tools and techniques. At the same time, they can visualize where the organization is today, where the organization want to go, and how we can enable the organization for achieving where we want to go it. So in such scenarios also, we need to create the evangelist in each department, okay, who will be trained on the business excellence tools and techniques, so that they will also build that thought process while working on their own domains. How we can take a decisions based on data, how a process can be standardized, so that whether the activity is done by me, or activities done by Dr. Mishra, or activities done by XYZ, deliver the same result, right? How a total employee involvement concept can be brought into it, so that a cohesive decision or inclusive decisions can be taken. how we can continuously improve the way of working. So those fundamentals can be engraved in those individuals who are working in these functions, right? So that business excellence will work in a autonomous mode.
Okay, a few weeks back, I had a conversation with one of the starter founder in USA,
Mhm.
Ms. Dr. Damodar Sahu. He's basically the
Mhm.
co-founder of Data Safeguard. Basically, it is a data privacy organization. They work on data privacy for different size of organizations. So,
Mhm.
as a function under business excellence, you
Mhm.
mentioned one of the component is looking at risk and things like that. So,
Yes.
does the data privacy count come under your control, or I mean, business excellence control, or it comes under another organization or another entity which looks at only data and data privacy as a concept?
See, data privacy, when we're talking about organization structure, so data privacy is the responsibility each and every individual, right? But normally the IT team takes cares of it, the data privacy and all aspects, because they are more maybe equipped to put with respect to the various firewalls and putting various elements to keep the data secure in the organization, right? Or making the IT security policies as well as IT security framework in the organization. So when we are talking about data, yes, business excellence also play a very significant role in data by continuously analyzing the data, seeing the trends, and giving management various insights. So what we called in my current organization, so this is also maybe new thing I'm trying it in my current organization, wherein I'm trying to put my a separate team together who can work on various datas, and they can see how the trending is happening, and basis that they can give the various management insight to the management, okay, to either improve this or to optimize these aspects. But business excellence teams are having visibility across the organization. They can connect the dots. And through the cross functional approach, they can say that because these are the areas we are facing the challenge and how we can improvise those aspects and enable management for improvement as well as taking the decisions. That's it.
Okay, so Shilash, taking example from your current organization or the previous organizations, can you
Mhm.
give us a sense for business excellence to function as a an independent function? One is that you have a relatively small team of people. Obviously, you cannot have big number of people to work for you, but then you have team members from different departments to work with you on
Yes.
the concepts. So typically in a organization, let's say large organization, how this
Mm-hmm.
function takes place, what are the typical roles,
Mm-hmm.
and how it is different from other departments. For example, in a product organization, let's say, so you have
Mm-hmm.
a sales and marketing, you have a production, you have a product support, and so on and so forth, finance, HR. So these are the typical, IT, of course. These are the typical departments you have. Now you have business excellence as a separate vertical.
Yeah.
So, can you just give little more example of how this function is actually evolving as a concept, as a separate department, and strategically, improving the capability of the leadership team?
Yeah. So when we see the business excellence, as I said that the business excellence, first of all, the top management leadership and believability should be there. With that perspective, right now the CEOs or the MD of the top management of the organization who believe in this concept, so they kept it as one of the function itself, right? Who is directly reporting to the MDs or CEOs or maybe top management of the organizations, right? And the fundamental role of this department is to establish the systems and processes for the organization. The systems and process, when I'm talking about, normally system and process, when we say, people talk about it is just a documentation, right? But when I say systems and processes, it is not only looking my current state, but look at the future state also, and accordingly design the systems and processes. At the same time, whether the systems and process are giving the enough efficiencies to the organization, that is the another aspects when we look into the role as a systems and processes. The another aspect what we are looking into is the continuous
Can I
improvement.
ask you something? Because you talked about systems and process. Now, let's say
Yeah.
it's an ongoing organization, and
Mm-hmm.
let's say it has been there for last 50 years or 60, 70 or 100 years. So such
Mm-hmm.
an organization already will have certain systems and process already in place. So as a
Mm-hmm.
business excellence leader or a professional, what kind of
Mm-hmm.
value can somebody bring to the existing systems and processes?
Right. It's an excellent question, and that many people have asked you what value will put it on the table, right? The organization, yes, you're absolutely right. The organization who is working maybe from 15 years or 20 years or 25 years, even 50 years also, they will have the systems and processes. Yes, they will have the systems and processes. But as we know that there are certain changes are happening in outside world also. The customer expectations are getting changes, right? At the same time, the management expectations are also getting changes, right? So whether my systems and processes are aligned with respect to that changes or not. At the same time, there are a lot of competitions are there in the outside world. They are doing certain same thing with different perspective or with different ways of working it. Can I adopt those aspects so that efficiency of my process can get increase it? I will give a typical example of automotive industries right now, right? Earlier, if you see, the new projects were coming maybe after 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, right? But now every year they are introducing the new products, right?
Yes.
Okay, so in the background, nobody knows these aspects. In the background, there is a new product development systems are working in this organization, right? So earlier, if I go with the traditional way of new product development or the process what I used to do it maybe 15 years before or 10 years before, whether I will able to deliver the same the result with the same efficiency, or whether I will give the product after every 2 years or every 1.5 years. No. So this process need to be once again re-engineered it, right?
Mm.
Which are the things which were happening sequentially? Can we do it concurrently, right? If the supplier is giving input to me at the later stages, can I bring those into it? Can I bring into the concept of design thinking itself into the entire process? So that is the role business excellence play and bring value on the table. So earlier, the new product development lead time for any organization by following the previous process was maybe 3 years, 3.5 years, or 4 years. By this re-engineering of the process, as a business excellence professional, we can say that this re-engineered process can deliver you a product within 1.5 years or 2 years. So drastical efficiency improvement can happen. This is the one of the examples. Similarly, there are many examples are there wherein the business excellence professionals are working on this re-engineering of this process based on the management expectations or based on the expectations of the customer. So
Fantastic.
that's
I
way
think
we
that,
are.
yeah, I think that's a very good example. I think it will clarify a lot of doubts. So, which means that Shilash,
Hmm.
if you, let's say you made an improvement on the process of delivering a new product with a shorter duration.
Yes.
So, in a way, can I say, I mean, just to simplify, that a business excellence is somebody, a professional is somebody who is like a in a crude language, a kind of a system auditor, actually, or process auditor, who is actually checking what is the existing system and process and trying to say that, okay, these are the areas where we can improve, and hence these are the steps to be taken. I mean, is that a good correlation?
Uh, Somewhat yes, but not entirely with respect to the auditor. Yes, he will see with respect to the auditor lens.
Okay.
Okay, what is going right or what is going wrong, something like that. But the limitation of auditor will be he will give only the recommendations, right? But the business excellence professional will first play a role of an auditor. Yes, he will diagnose it, what are the challenges, what are the issues are there, whether it is happening as per expectation or not. At the same time, he will give you solutions also, okay, how you can improve it. And in some cases he will partner with the stakeholders, okay, let us do it, let us try it, okay. And he will handhold also, okay, this is the way we can do it. He will bring on the certain expertise also outside in perspective in this certain benchmarking information or certain expert availability also, and he will enable that aspect, okay, enable that aspect, and also maybe prove to the management, yes, this was earlier it was happening like this, now it is happening like this, and this is the result what we are getting into it. So that is the role of business excellence professional will be. Whereas when we are talking about auditor, he will limit himself, do the audit and give his report. So this is the shift what we are talking about when we say the business excellence professional is.
Okay,
Hope
that's very
I
good. Yeah, yeah. I think that clarified. So which means that the business excellence professional has a lot of tough time in learning what is happening all the time. I mean, because the everything is moving fast, especially in
fast.
today's time with AI and generative AI and
Yes.
other technology. Everything is moving fast every day. So how
Yes.
somebody can become a business excellence professional?
So it's, see, there are two aspects into it. So one is that when we are saying business excellence professional, yes, we need to keep ourselves abreast with what is happening in current scenarios, right? And putting that to the management on the right perspective. One is that we can improve our own capabilities, right? Another aspect is that we can take help of the expert also who are available in this field, because business excellence professional cannot be a, maybe he will not able to know everything. He cannot be an expert in data analytics, he cannot be expert on the maybe digital aspects, or he cannot be expert on the ais or certain aspects. But he should have a capability, what is my current scenario of the organization, what is the current appetite level of my organization, and what my management want to be in the future, and what is happening in the outside world, and accordingly bring those aspects on on the platter, so that the organization will improve it and give the business result. So when we say business excellence not for the sake of excellence, it is just it is for the business. How business excellence will enable the business to achieve its vision and long term goals.
Okay. So, I mean, one follow-up question on that. So, let's say a business excellence professional has is given a certain KRA. So, it's
Mhm.
very difficult to define that, isn't it? I mean, how do you quantify certain activity for which you can initiate or you can collaborate, but you may not have the final authority in terms of driving those results in transformation. I mean, it's a slightly tricky situation, isn't it, in terms of the assessment and the key result areas for a business
Yes, yes.
excellence?
It is a very tricky situation, because we need to enable the organization.
Correct.
At the same time, we need to bring the value on the table, right? Okay, so when we are saying, so what another is that key, the delivery, the result delivered by the other functions, right? Because actually the implementers will be those. So our measure will be in terms of, say for example, the process. The same NPD example I had given it. The earlier process was also designed by business excellence, which was giving maybe a result after 6 years or after 5 years, right? The new business, the new process will deliver maybe the result in 3 years or 3.5 years or 2.5 years. So what are the efficiency of the process has been improved from X to Y or X minus 1, So that is the KRA for me as a business excellence professional. Are the processes of my organization are becoming agile? Are the process of my organization are efficient, right? So that, because it is always, I need, as a professional, we need to think over it, ki what non value added activities are inbuilt into the process.
Mm.
So how those non value added activities can be eliminated and make the process more efficient. That is the one KRA the business excellence normally has it. The another KRA is what business excellence has it, ki how we are engaging the people on business excellence activities through the continuous improvement methodologies. Because when we say the business excellence fundamentals are there in the organization, each and every individual of the organization need to think over it, ki how he can improve his efficiencies, how he can improve his way of working, how the way he is doing it, right? So how the business excellence team is getting maybe enabling this engagement, at the same time how many continuous improvement projects are bringing to the kitty of the organization, at the same time what benefit these projects are giving to the organization in terms of quality, in terms of delivery, in terms of cost or efficiency, whatever it may be. So these are the key fundamental KRAs of business excellence, which are distinct, as well as giving the measures to the organization. Yes, it is giving the impact in terms of value, in terms of the benefit to the organization.
Okay, and what would be your advice to young people who want to start their career in this particular function? What are the basic steps one needs to take up?
The basic steps one need to take up for the when we are talking about the business excellence aspect is that one thing I want to talk the young professional is that the business excellence is a domain wherein if you can work in that domain maybe for 5 6 7 years, and or some part of your career in other domains, you can be the CEOs of the organization, because business excellence is a function which gives the holistic view of the entire organization, which a CEOs or MDs are having it, right? But the another aspect of the business excellence is that when we want to be a business excellence professional, one is that a learning attitude should be there, the exploration attitude should be there, ki new thing explore, he need to do it. At the same time he should have the resilient aspect, because it is like a selling your product, right? Because selling the business excellence tools and techniques to the organization is very difficult, because anyone who will ask us ki what benefit you are bringing on the table, right? And it business excellence also play a role of a sort of a change agent. As you said that ki the organizations are having legacy processes, right? And as a business excellence professional we need to challenge them, the challenge the way of working what into it. So a lot of resistance will are coming is, and to overcome that resistance we need to have certain resilience out of it, right? If we are having the resilience as well as the learning attitude and exploring the new things, you can be a good business excellence professional. That I will talk about it.
Okay, I think your own journey has been very exemplified by what you are saying actually. You have
Yeah,
moved across different industries, and doing certain activities in different industry, which actually has helped you also to get exposed to various aspects of different industries. And so,
right.
how do you keep abreast of what's happening new? I mean, what are the let's say top three, four things which you do even today to keep yourself updated all the time?
So for keeping me updated is that key. First of all, what we need to keep a tab on what is happening in outside the world by through the various communication. Now the communication is open across all, right? Whether it is a internet or maybe certain magazines or those elements, or certain articles are getting published. So reading those articles. Another aspect is that the attending various forums or business excellence forums, that is the another aspects where we get the learning on various maybe when I'm say the forums may not be related to your industry. The forum may be related to other industries also, because lot of best practices you can horizontal deploy from them. You can take it from them or learn it from them. The another aspect is that ki maybe continuously engaging with the young people around all, because they are learning certain new things which is happening in the world, so that we can correlate it with respect to what is happening in our organization, and accordingly we can give the suggestions or maybe improvise the aspect what is there. The another aspect is that ki how what is happening in the organization, what are the challenges the management is facing, understanding those, and based on our own studies, based on our own diagnosis, how we can give solution to them. So that is should be the continuous aspect for the business excellence aspect is concerned.
Fantastic. I think great. So for me also, this was a learning experience actually to know exactly what happens in a business excellence role. So Shilash, you explained very well about all the aspects. Is there any closing remark which you would like to say to our viewers and listeners?
The closing remark I want to say is that ki be relax, right? So I have coined the word RELAX, which talks about resilience, experiment, learn, learn continuously, and have a positive attitude for all aspects, and explore the things. So that the word relax say that you by mind you are relaxing it, but at the same time you are ready and rejuvenated for doing the next things and refresh the things. That's the thing from my side.
Okay, fantastic.
Thank you
Thank you,
very much.
Shilash, for being on this show and explaining everything so well with examples. I hope this reaches out to a lot of young people who are looking at this as a profession going ahead. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Thanks for this opportunity. Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed this episode. We sincerely wish you could take something from our conversation today and be able to apply it to your life in a positive way. We value your feedback. This can help us improve our future episodes. So share your thoughts to serve you better. If you want us to focus on a topic which you think is of importance, let us know. We will share our expertise in future episodes. So, see you soon with a new topic and help you in your career journey.